It's time for another trip down memory lane. In this video, we're taking a look at everything gay entertainment-wise that happened in the year 1997. If you somehow missed the previous videos in this series, I'll put a link to those videos at the end of this video for you to check out. But for now, let's head over towards the rainbow and take a trip down memory lane to 1997.
Rewind! Let's go back in time.
1997 saw the emergence of figures who would later become key voices in gay culture, even if their personal stories weren't fully public yet. One standout example is Savage Garden, the Australian duo of Darren Hayes and Daniel Jones. The self-titled debut album dropped internationally that year, and it was an instant sensation. Tracks like I Want You and To the Moon and Back climbed the charts, but it was Truly Madly Deeply that really captured hearts worldwide, becoming one of the biggest hits of the late 90s. Back then, Savage Garden represented that polished, emotional pop sound that dominated radios and MTV. Their music videos, with Hayes' charismatic presence, drew in fans from all walks of life. What many didn't know at the time was Hayes' internal struggle with his sexuality. He was married to his high school sweetheart until the year 2000, but later reflected how the pressures of fame made it hard to be open. Hayes eventually came out publicly in 2006, marrying his partner Richard Cullen in a civil partnership. Looking back, his lyrics often carried a layer of vulnerability that resonated deeply with gay listeners, even if it was subconsciously. Janet Jackson's Together Again from her album The Velvet Rope was released in October 1997. This upbeat dance track topped the Billboard Hot 100 for weeks and became a staple in clubs. What made it special was its heartfelt origin. Jackson wrote it as a tribute to friends she'd lost to AIDS, turning grief into celebration of life and reunion. The lyrics like Everywhere I Go, Every Smile I See, I Know You Are There Smiling Back at Me capture the sense of eternal connection. It quickly earned its place as a gay anthem and was played at pride events and memorials alike. Jackson's allyship shone through. She dedicated it to all those affected by the epidemic, and its joyful energy provided comfort during a time when the community was still healing from heavy losses. Hearing it now brings back memories of house parties or late night drives, where the beat just lifted everyone's spirits. Green Day's King for a Day from their album Nimrod, which was also released in October 1997, tackled gender norms head-on, with lyrics about cross-dressing starting from childhood. Frontman Billie Joe Armstrong, who identifies as bisexual, drew from personal experiences, making it a bold statement against toxic masculinity. The song's ska-infused horns and energetic vibe made it fun to mosh to at concerts, but its message challenged listeners to question stereotypes. Armstrong has spoken about how exploring identity through music helped him, and fans in the gay community latched onto it as an early nod to fluidity. It's one of those tracks that reminds us how punk rock was opening doors for expression in the late 90s.
A little bit nervous about this whole thing. We just don't know how to talk about this, and we don't want to trivialize anything.
Then there was Weezer's Pink Triangle from the 1996 album Pinkerton, which gained traction as a promotional single in 1997. Rivers Cuomo wrote it based on a real crush he had at Harvard, only to discover that she was a lesbian symbolized by the pink triangle she wore, a reclaimed emblem from LGBTQ+ history. The lyrics mixed humor and heartbreak. While some critiqued it for its perspective, it sparked discussions about unrequited love and allyship. Weezer's geek rock style made it accessible, and it became a cult favorite amongst fans exploring their own identities. Playing it on repeat back then felt like uncovering hidden layers in alternative radio hits.
Why can't I say the word? I mean, why can't I just say... I mean, what is wrong? Why do I have to be so ashamed? I mean, why can't I just...
The biggest moment for LGBTQ+ visibility in 1997 was on ABC's Ellen, with an episode, The Puppy Episode, which aired on April 30th, 1997.
I'm gay.
Ellen DeGeneres' character, Ellen Morgan, came out as a lesbian in a two-part special that drew over 42 million viewers. It mirrored their own coming out in a Time magazine cover story just weeks earlier, with the headline, Yep, I'm Gay. Despite some backlash, including sponsor pullouts and threats, the episode won an Emmy and changed TV forever. It was the first time a lead character on a primetime sitcom openly identified as gay, normalizing conversations in living rooms across America. If you're old enough to remember the buzz around it, from magazine covers to water cooler talks, you'd understand how it paved the way for shows like Will and Grace in the years that followed. Oz premiered on July 12, 1997, which was a gritty prison drama set in the fictional Oswald State Correctional Facility. It explored raw themes like power dynamics, violence, and sexuality. Gay characters and relationships were central, from Tobias Beach's arc involving situational sexuality to explicit depictions of same-sex encounters. What made Oz especially groundbreaking in the context of 1997 was its unflinching portrayal of prison life, including explicit depictions of violence, drugs, coarse language, frontal nudity, and sexuality, elements that premium cable allowed without the constraints of network TV. For gay visibility, the show didn't hold back. It featured several storylines involving same-sex relationships, situational homosexuality, and the harsh realities of homophobia within a prison system. The show didn't shy away from homophobia either, but it also humanized gay inmates. Oz was groundbreaking for premium cable, influencing later series like The Wire. It aired late nights, becoming a must-watch for those seeking unfiltered stories. The TV movie Breaking the Surface, the Greg Louganis story, premiered on the USA Network on March 19, 1997. Based on Louganis' autobiography, it starred Mario Lopez as the Olympic diver. The film covered his achievements, like gold medals in 1984 and 1988, alongside personal struggles like childhood abuse, his HIV diagnosis, and coming out as gay in 1995. It also highlighted his resilience, including his head injury during the 1988 Olympics, but is fondly remembered as an inspiring biopic that brought visibility to gay athletes, airing during a time when sport figures rarely discuss sexuality.
A comedy about embracing yourself. Kevin Kline. In and Out.
In and Out is a comedy about media frenzy and small-town conservatism. Kevin Kline plays Howard Brackett, a beloved English teacher in Greenleaf, Indiana, whose life unravels when a former student, played by Matt Dillon, outs him as gay during an Academy Awards acceptance speech, despite Howard being engaged to Emily, played by Joan Cusack. The film escalates with reporters descending on the town, Howard grappling with his identity, and a pivotal, passionate kiss between Kline and Tom Selleck's character, a TV journalist. Critics gave it mixed to positive reviews, appreciating its light touch but noting some reliance on stereotypes. Happy Together is a visually poetic drama about love, longing, and disappointment, shot largely in Buenos Aires and follows a volatile Hong Kong gay couple whose relationship circles through passion, breakups, and reconciliations amid their travels in Argentina. It received strong critical acclaim for its emotional depth and artistry. Rotten Tomatoes reports an 84% approval rating from 43 reviews.
The healing has begun. In the Gloaming.
This HBO original film, directed by Christopher Reeve in his directorial debut, is an intimate family drama about Danny, a young gay man dying of AIDS who returns to his affluent suburban home for his final months. Glenn Close plays his devoted mother Janet, who forms a deep bond with him through late afternoon conversations, while his father remains distant and struggles to accept his son's sexuality. Critical reception was largely positive, emphasizing its emotional resonance and performances, and it paid off. The film earned 5 Emmy nominations, including for Close and Reeve. Have you seen the previous videos in this video series? If not, click on the link that will be appearing on your screen in a moment so you can be all caught up for next week. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up and a subscription would be nice. Over 70% of our viewers, 70, aren't subscribed yet, so I don't know how you're going to stay up to date when I post new stuff. It is also the easiest way to support content creators like myself on YouTube is a simple like and a subscription. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.